Well, greetings, my peeps, God peeps, everyone. It's a boy, Brother Kenny out of Maryland, coming live to you with this new update about traveling back from Jamaica. A couple of months ago, I did a video about going to Jamaica and how you have to get the travel authorization before you can travel to Jamaica. But now is a new law the US put in effect as of January 26th. That when you're coming back from Jamaica, you have to have some kind of requirements to come back. So at first, when you go to Jamaica, get off the plane in Montego Bay, and this is just for my fellow Jamaicans and people who traveling to Jamaica. I just know about Jamaica. I don't know about any other country. I don't know about Jamaica. So I'm doing this video for my fellow Jamaicans, my yardie them, and for all the other people who want to travel to Jamaica to get an idea, the requirements coming back. So first, when you get down on Jamaica and Montego Bay, and you get off the plane and proceeding to immigration, they will give you a form like this, and they will ask you if you are traveling back to the US. If you say yes, you get a form like this. See this little barcode right here, or QR code, whatever you call it. So when you get this form and you go home, you read up the form. When you read the form, it is like the requirements for coming back. You have to do a thing they call the attestation form. You got to do an attestation form that simply asks you a question about your name, your flight number, your confirmation number, the airport you're flying from, going back to the US, and which airport you're going to be landing in the US. Some of the questions that I go ask, but you got to fill this thing out. But this barcode here, all the you put your phone and camera, and then scan this code here, and then the link will pop up, and then you just fill out that form on your phone and submit it back to the airline. So when I fill out the form and submit it, it will say, congratulations, you have submitted your attestation. And then you can print it off. I did print off a copy of it to show them at the airport going back. So I print off my copy to go back to show them going back. But it's still, and it's still in the system, because when you go to the airport now, they will ask you, did you fill out the form? And you say yes. They'll ask your name, and they go on a tablet and they'll search for your name, and they'll find that you filled out the form. But they cannot come back to the US without filling out that form. And then you have to have a negative COVID test report before you come back to the US. You'll take that test like 3 days prior to coming back to the US. So you have to take that test and you have to have a negative result. A negative result at one of those private doctors over there, or the health center. So I did mine's cost me like 7,000 Jamaican. They charge 7,000 Jamaican. If you're American, they charge you 550 US or 7,000 Jamaican, which works out the same way. So I went to a health center in Negril, Omega Medical. In Negril, I did mines. I went to Negril, like I went to the West Holland, so I go to Negril, do mines at Omega Medical. 3 days before I fly back in. So I do it in the morning, like my appointment like about 12:30, and by 4 in the evening, I got an email with the report. So you give it back the same day, a couple of hours after you do the test. So I get mines 4 o'clock in the evening, and it's like this. And when I print it off, I see that I get mines was negative, so I was happy. So I print mines off. So that's you have to do that 3 days before you travel to the US. So going back to the airport now, you have to have your copy of your negative report that you're COVID-free, and you have to have your attestation form that you fill out on your phone and submit it to the airline. So when you go to the airport to check in, they will ask you for this form, and then they will ask you to see your COVID test result. If you don't have these, you can't board the plane. You can't check in. So you have to have these document to check in on the plane. So and this is as of January 26th. So I'm not asking question or tell you secondhand information. I'm telling you firsthand, because this is my own experience. I have my paper to show. So I'm telling you of my experience. So going to Jamaica, no. Coming back, you have to have a negative report of COVID-19. Test taken 3 days before you fly back into the US, and you have to do the attestation form on your phone and submit to the aircraft and have it as proof at the airport before you can check in. You don't do this, You cannot come back, and you cannot check in when you go to the airport because you're going to need these documents. So this is all for now, my updates and coming back from Jamaica. It's your boy, Brother Kenny, out of Maryland. Hope this helped somebody. Peace out. God bless you all. God love you, and so do I. Peace out.